Okay, so we are recording. Welcome you guys to technically training 2, but it really feels like training 1 in this sense because I've got a lot to share with you. But so far, I'm loving, how are you guys feeling? First of all, how are you feeling being in the group, being in the energy, the vibes? I see some thumbs up. I love your intro posts. I love for those of you who did a social media audit already, just reading them through, you're being I love that you're just being very intentional and detailed, saying like, this is good, this could be better, this could be better, and even saying how you can move forward, like ideas of now how to get better. You already having some ideas of what to implement is amazing, because as we go through this program, you're literally going to audit yourself again after, and you're going to see a difference. And you're also going to learn the things to do to fill the gaps in where you said, oh, things could be better, whether it's content, engagement, everywhere, whatever it is. We're going to be filling the gaps. Great vibes. The audit was eye-opening. Yes, learning, and happy to be here. So we're really splitting this up into 3 different segments in scale: content, growth and engagement, and personal branding and branding. So tonight we're going to focus on content. It's going to be a big one, and your mind is going to spark if you're someone who feels like, I never know what to say, I don't know what to post, how do I position myself, all these things. We're going to go through that tonight. I'm going to share my screen with you guys in a second. Someone just might also be having trouble getting on. I'm just going to check a comment. I'm going to share my screen, and when I share my screen, I can't see comments in the chat, but I promise I'll take breaks to come back to the chat and answer questions as we go through everything, okay? So we are going to dive in. Okay, so scale your social media. So as I was saying, we're gonna break this up into content, engagement, and growth and branding. But before engagement and growth can happen on your social media, even before branding develops, and we'll get into that, content needs to happen, okay? So content is what we're gonna cover tonight. So content is everything that you're posting. It's pictures, it's your statuses, it's written words, it's videos, it's live videos, it's the things that you're sharing, it's everything that you're putting out onto your social media platform, okay? With engagement and growth, this is more about gaining attention and creating connection, and branding is how you can stand out uniquely, authentically, so people find you, your people find you, okay? We talked about this on the welcome call, but a little, just to go over it a little bit more, what social media was back in, say, 2016 was more about likes and popularity, was more on, creating the most perfect grid, right? More about being seen by everyone, popularity, fake engagement. Right now in 2020, well, as we step into 2020, it's more about selling in the DMs, connecting in the DMs, authenticity, organic engagement, real life connections, right? We'd rather have 1,000 raving fans of people that actually care than 20,000 followers just because. We're more focused on serving our audience and giving value and really noticing what people love and giving more of that, especially as content creators and personal brands, because that's what we all are, whether we're selling or not. Okay. So creating a wealthy feed of content is what we're going to get into tonight. So, warning, people judge your feed. Now, your feed, and when I talk about your feed, I'm talking about your Instagram feed. I'm talking about when people go on your Facebook page or business page, whatever it is, and they scroll, people are judging. And now, judging doesn't necessarily doesn't necessarily mean bad judging. It just means people are looking and saying like, do I like this person? Do I want to follow this brand? Do I relate to this? People are just asking themselves these questions, okay? So that's why our feed is so important. And just like I said, our feed is more than just, what your picture looks like. It's more about, does your content have a flow? Does your content make sense? Does your content keep people coming back, right? And we're going to get into what all of this means tonight. So how to create a feed that engages, captivates, and converts your followers. Converting doesn't always have to mean selling. Converting can mean leading them to your website, leading them to a Facebook group, clicking on the link, whatever the call to action is. So I just want you guys to know, because some of you in here don't have intentions on selling. So when I say converting or selling, it doesn't have to mean making money. It can mean just what is the next step after engaging your Instagram or your Facebook content. Is there a next step to that? Okay, so your feed is where people go to and scroll. So this is what happens essentially. Somehow someone comes across a piece of your content and they like your content. They click on it, they read it, they look at it, and they like it. And if they like that one piece of content, they're gonna click on your profile and they're gonna go scroll. They're gonna go scroll. So they might scroll on Instagram, you know how it's like you can see all of the checkerboard. This kind of scroll like that and click on ones that grab their attention, or they might click and go and every post, right? But the goal with every single piece of content, a status, a picture, a video, anything, is to get people to love it so they click and take the next step and go to your profile, okay? So when they go to your profile, they're seeing your feed. Your feed should have a feeling, a vibe, a feeling. So your ideal follower or client is like, ooh, I like this feeling. This is fun. I want to be here. I want to check in every day. I want to check in what's going on every day, right? Is this making sense? So think about what you want your feeling to be, your feed to be. So when someone comes to your Instagram, your Facebook, wherever, they feel a certain type of way. And this is related to branding that we'll get into, where they're like, I'm going to follow, I'm going to stalk, I'm going to put the notifications on for this person. I want to know what they're up to. I want to be involved, right? And so we create this in our feed, in our content, by being really clear on who we are and what we're about. So when you scroll on Instagram and Facebook, you know, the feed should feel cohesive, and I'm going to get into what that means. On Facebook, if you guys were in the bonus content, people who signed up before Early Bird, I talked about how on Facebook, sometimes friends and family can tag us in videos or memes, and they don't, if we use our personal Facebook as a business, sometimes those things don't align with our branding. So it's like looking out for those things and removing those things if that feels good. Like no unaligned shared posts, stuff like that. If I'm tagged, I really look at, you know, do I want to be tagged in this? If someone new came to Stephanie Schultz page, does it make sense for them to see this? Okay. So this is where people go first, your feed, your homepage, to creep you, to stalk you, to see what you're about. They decide, people usually decide by scrolling for a couple seconds, to be honest, if they're going to follow, like, add you as a friend, whatever it is, if they are going to take that social media relationship to the next level, okay? So is your feed detrimental? No. Your feed isn't going to be the thing that makes or breaks your business. The feed isn't going to make or break anything for you, but the feed is the first glance to new people seeing your stuff. So it is important that it feels a type of way, that your content is good. We're going to get into all of this, but again, you don't need to have a checkerboard theme, or every picture doesn't have to be professional. Your captions don't have to be X amount of way. You know, it's not detrimental to be like crazy obsessive over the feed, but it is important because it is a vibe. And I'm going to get into examples of all these things. So you want your feed to have a style, a brand, a feeling. You do want it to be professional. And then I just put in there, if you put effort into each post, each pic, then your feed is just, of course, it's going to feel good. It's going to naturally be cohesive when you just put attention and intention into each piece of content that you make. So feed examples. So I am going to jump over here, and I'm bringing up Christy because Christy's like, yeah. So Christy and I had an intensive today, and we went, so she already put some things into place. I see, like, good job, Christy. She was on the ball. So I felt like I'm going to share Christy's because it's a really good example. So Christy and her husband run Food Drives the Mood. And if we scroll through her feed, and we went through all of this and I gave her homework, right? So what do you think, what pictures compel to you the most, even just scrolling through the first few columns? I told her this. I said, I like this. I like this. I like this. I said, I don't like this. 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 I like this. I like this. I don't like this, right? I see comments coming up, but I'll wait to get to them. So I'm showing this feed. Personally, this is my favorite of her and her husband with the t-shirts. We like pictures of people. We like pictures of faces. We don't like, what doesn't feel so hot right now is flyers. We don't like flyer type things on a feed, right? It like disconnects. There's a disconnection with these flyers. And so Christy was putting these up because she was saying in her story she doesn't get a lot of views, so she's gonna sell on her feed, right? Or get people to take the next step or whatever it is on her feed with these banner type posts, these flyer type posts. Well, this is an inconsistent feed in my opinion, and we're working on ways to fix it, right? But I said you can still quote unquote sell or get that message across with a photo like this that has people in it, that's more appealing to people and it goes along with the feed. Because I look at this and I don't even want to read the words, but I can look at a picture of people and be like, ooh, I want to read the caption. What is this about, right? So cohesiveness in a personal brand, like their branding is amazing. It's the black and the yellow. They've got the logo. Save that for branding on a website, branding on Facebook, branding posts, stuff like that, your business page. But for your personal brand on Instagram, people want to see pictures. Okay, let me stop the share. I just want to read hide from timeline. Yay, Christy, photos of her. Same as Steph, I prefer pictures of her. Agreed with what you said. How do you suggest I post recipes? I take one picture or so of food a week and they do okay. I noticed my flyer of a recipe did pretty poorly. Okay, so you know what I would do, Ashley, or anybody, and this is the advice I gave Christy. You know how on Instagram you can do the slideshows now? So you can do multiple pictures in one. I would do a picture of you in the first picture of a recipe post, and then the next one be like maybe the recipe written out. There it fits in with your feed. It doesn't look like a banner. It doesn't look like a flyer. That's a really good question, right? So, creating those types of slideshows on Instagram now is really good because Instagram actually tracks how long we spend on a post. So when people have a lot to scroll through, and especially on a recipe, you've got to read the recipe and look at it. Instagram is like, oh, people are really spending their time on this post. This is special. It's going to boost it up, right? And then obviously on a Facebook platform, in a group, on your page, whatever, you could just post your picture, and then you have more space on Facebook to share the words and share the recipe. Cool? Okay. Going back to share my screen with you guys. So yeah, so that's an example of just how we would clean up this Christy's feed. Just with, it's more relatable. We like the pictures of people, right? And so for proof of this one, this was the video. It got a lot of engagement. It was a video and it was a slideshow. So I think the mixture of people like the video of your workouts, but also the slideshow that people were really on it, okay? I have another example, and this is different than I think anyone really in this program, but just an example of another cohesive feed that they're using like the checkerboard style, and they're using the exact same font and colors for the quotes, and then in between is the white and the black and gold. So a lot of personal brands don't do this because they want to show their face, and showing your face creates connection. But some entrepreneurs and some brands do make a feed that they never show their face. It's always stuff like this. And these posts or types of these posts get a lot of engagement because these are shareable. Like if I saw a cute quote, I would be like, ooh, I want to share that on my IG story. I like that. I'm going to repost that. I'm going to send that to a friend. Like, that's cute. That's funny. Or even seeing like a piece of art or something like this, like, oh, that's cute. Like inspo for whatever, right? So this is more of like a shareable type of feed for people, but it's less selling and it's more of just a really good personal brand, right? But most of us in here want to show our faces because we want to work with people and build community. And it's really important that we do that. And then also I wanted to show that this is like an old school idea of, so a lot of people think it has to be cohesive, as in every color has to be the same, every quote has to be the same, whatever. My profile, and if you guys follow me or not, it's cohesive in the fact, and I've taught on this before, that it's bright. So when you come through here and don't even read the quotes or look at my captions, it's just bright and happy. It's bright and happy. And that's the vibe I give off in my overall branding. Even though I do business coaching, I'm not really doing fitness coaching anymore, but I'm still gonna have fitness content. I'm just gonna have my Instagram dedicated to bright, happy, empowering. That's what I want people to feel. And so my feed gives that off by just showing happiness and bright content. Chris says photo shoot scheduled for Saturday. That's amazing. All the action you took, all of the action. I see new ladies have popped on. Oh my God, this is so fun. There's so many people on here. This is cool. Okay, so cohesiveness in the feed. Coming back to share my screen and pop on here. So again, I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about feed. It's really just quality of photos and making it all feel a certain type of way. So, and the feed goes deeper than just photos. It's now also the written words, your captions, the style, the branding, brand awareness, right? So your content really, you know, when someone sees my post or your post or whatever, they're going to think right away like, oh yeah, that's Ashley, that's Christy, that's Michelle, that's Jocelyn, that's Steph, that's whoever, like, because of maybe the way you edit your pictures. Maybe it's always the color you have. Maybe, you know, it's just something about your photo that has brand awareness, and we're going to get into personal branding in a different module, but brand awareness of just like, I know that's her content, right? Like think of certain people you follow right now and you're like, yeah, that style, that's so them. So when you see something that's maybe black and white, you think of so-and-so, but when you see something, when people have sent me stuff before because it reminds them of me, like bright pink stuff or like sparkly stuff, like, oh, this reminds me of you, and it creates brand awareness, right? Your feed is also your personality, right? So what are your facial expressions in your pictures? And that goes along with how you want people to feel. So how you want people to feel, most of the time we want people to feel good, feel happy, feel excited, right? So looking at your facial expression, are you portraying that in your pictures? Super important. Maybe you have more of like a vibe of like moody and I don't know, like more like, I think of Melanie. Like she's happy, but she's very like luxurious and has like a vibe to her face and to her photos. So maybe it's still happy and positive, but the vibe is a little bit different. Your social media feed is your storefront, it's your website, it's your resume. So if you are selling, and again, this is not a selling course, that's confidence to cash, but the way to sell right now is in DMs. On your social media platforms. People are selling more than ever through DMs, through connection. So that's why I say it's your resume, it's your website, because people are creeping our social media. People aren't asking us, what are your credentials? You know, can I see your resume, right? People go and look at the social proof, and that's the proof enough for them because you're living the example, you're showing the example, you have all these different things, and then they decide, do I want to connect with this person? Do I want to move forward with this person in whatever capacity, right? Okay. Types of content. Now, many people who coach social media are going to have this displayed in many different types of ways. This downloaded to me while I was on the airplane flying somewhere. And then I wrote a crazy amount of slides and notes for this program. This also is totally a great example. If any of you are coaches in here, I don't know how it happens. I don't plan it. So much of my teachings and my methods are all C's. Courageously confident. Content, when I come in here, all of the types of content start with C. I don't know why or how, it just happens. But it aligns with branding in a way that I never thought that it would. Okay, so types of content. First off is confident content. All of our content should be this, okay? So it's not like today my content is confident. This is more so what it looks like and how appealing it is, okay? So visually appealing, number one. Picture quality. Does it, like, we're not taking blurry pictures anymore. We're not, you know, we're putting a moment, oh, I see a typo. We're not putting a moment into, we are putting a moment into editing our pictures to make them pop, a little more saturation, a little more this, a little more that, making them stand out, right? Putting effort, enhancing the color. Do you as a person look confident in your posts, right? You are creating a desire, a feeling for your people, right? And so the picture is the first thing people see and they decide, like I said, if they're gonna read your content or look at your profile. So confidence in not just the piece of content and how good the picture is, but also confidence in yourself. And that's going to be an evolution as you evolve as a person, as you evolve showing up on video, on picture, right? I'm pretty sure me 2 years ago on live stream doesn't look the same how I look on live stream today. Just like how you looked on video 6 months ago is not the same anymore because you've gained confidence in your pictures, in your videos, right? I don't want you to think that you need to hire a professional photographer and every photo is absolutely perfect, because that's not what I mean by this. Your iPhone, your phone is perfect for pictures, but it just has to have some effort put into it so it looks good and it stands out, right? Remember how I talked about we're consuming content all the time? So when I see your picture or your post, it needs to be like, that looks good. I'm gonna click on that because you're attracted to it, visually appealing. When it comes to words, written words, your captions, putting effort into your caption, not always just brain dumping and it's like a huge, you know, vomit of words, putting spaces between, you know, your captions, things like that, so it's easy to read, emojis, just putting some you into it, your personality. And again, this isn't life-changing things, right? We know this, but it's things that can make or break whether people consume your content or not. So that's what I mean by confident content. Is all of your content should be this, is just put some effort into it. Maybe it's time to get a little Diva ring light for your live streams. Maybe it's time to, you know, just download that free app and put some saturation. You can do it even in Instagram on your colors. Maybe it's time to just spice things up a tiny bit, okay? Confident content. Next is captivating. Captivating content. I'm seeing a bunch of things pop up here and I don't want to, okay. I have a question. Oh, Sabrina, you're getting a ring light for Christmas. That's amazing. When we want to write a lot on IG, but we want to actually type on a keyboard, can we do that on a web interface instead of on our phone? So I believe you can actually write captions on Instagram on the desktop now. Do not quote me on this. I've never tried it, but I've seen people talk about it. So everyone's going to go and get off this and go on Instagram right now and try it. Don't do that. No. So if you like to do that, Erica or anyone, this is what I do, and I'm going to give you guys a tool. I type myself an email, I send it to myself, I copy and paste it when I get it on my phone, boom, and then change it in the app just so it fits Instagram platform. So yeah, that's how I do it. Don't quote me again about the Instagram thing on your desktop, but I am seeing that you can answer DMs on Instagram.com now. You can do more stuff. So I'm seeing that they're rolling out new stuff on the desktop Instagram. I have not tested it yet. Okay, cool. Yes. And notes on your phone is good too. If you're somewhere and you want to add notes to your phone and you want to get out a brain dump, you have a caption idea. Okay. Okay. Confidence. And then we have captivating content. So captivating means that it's not boring. It's not surface level. It's not the same thing that a million other people are doing, because it is authentic to you in some type of way. This is where you are standing out in your niche, right? So this is you showing your personality. Maybe it's a funny post, maybe it's a quote, maybe it's, you know, something polarizing. And what I mean by that is an opinion. Are you black or white? Are you right or left? Are you up or down? Which one are you? Like sharing your opinion about something. So captivating people, drawing them in, right? And sometimes we're afraid to be more authentic on our social media because we want everyone to like us. We want everyone to like us. So I'm just going to be super boring and super neutral, so I relate to everybody. But when we try and make everyone like us, no one likes us, right? We've got to be ourselves, be authentic, a different perspective than the norm. So if you are a business coach, a mindset coach, a nutritionist, a fitness trainer, anyone, look at what people are doing. Here's a different way to do things. Look at what everyone else is doing and fill in the gaps. What are all the fitness coaches doing? Okay, that's been there, done that. What's something that's missing in the fitness industry? What are all the business coaches doing? Okay, I'm seeing enough of that. Fill in the gaps. Look at what other people, other coaches similar to you are doing, and then make a list and say, okay, everyone's doing this, and then look at it and say, what is my ideal client missing? If I was to give them all this, what is my ideal person missing? And make content based around that. It's going to draw people in. Okay? Don't be afraid to be yourself, right? Showing up and just you're captivating. Your personality is captivating. The way you take pictures is captivating. The way you speak is captivating. Be you. Be you. And I know this comes with time and practice. So you want to stand out in feed where people are scrolling. So people are scrolling and you want to stand out in a way when it comes to your personality and the way that you talk about what you talk about. So you're giving value where people are like, I want to read about fitness or nutrition or business or whatever from her because I like the way she says it. It's a little bit different. I relate to it. Okay? So be captivating. Community building content. So this is where we're getting people in the feels. We're getting people in the feels. That's how I'm going to say it. That's how I say it, is people are relating to you. You're authentic within your story. You're authentic within your own transformation, within your own life, right? When we use language like, I have been there. I know what it feels like. Have you ever felt like this? You know, it's really, it's sharing in a way that feels good for you, because I never want people to feel pressured to share, very personal things, but we've got to be relatable. Right? So you are all on here and in scale because you don't see me and think like, oh, I'll never be able to be like her, or, she's miles away from me. Like, you feel a sense of like, I want to level up my social media in a way that Steph does it. I want to sell on social media like how Steph does it. I want to build a community on social media like how she does it. And I know it's reachable. So for your ideal clients, whatever you're promoting or talking about, you don't want to come off as, here I am and I'm perfect and I wake up every day and I'm perfect and it's amazing. So like, it should be easy for you. No, you want to be able for them to feel like, oh my gosh, she found it hard before. It was hard for her before. This was her story. She got from A to B, right? So sharing your story of your own transformation is very, very powerful. And I'm going to, again, a lot of these pieces I take even deeper in the personal branding module, but being relatable and just being a human and connecting, right? Asking questions, calls to actions, like asking people to chime in about their comments, about their opinions, about their stories, right? And just allowing this piece to not feel hard. This piece of being authentic and sharing you all of a sudden feels hard when you're starting to do social media because you have a purpose behind it. I saw a lot of you say this in the group, saying like, oh no, now I'm selling on social media and like all of a sudden I don't know what to say, or all of a sudden I don't know how to be myself. All of a sudden I don't know how to share how I used to share. It's the same way. It can still be the same. This is where, it's you and your family, if you choose, you and your partner, your transformations, your behind the scenes. You guys see how, and again, I choose to be open about my family life. And I share it in a way that's still empowering and alignment with my branding and my messaging, right? So finding that flow and that balance in a way that feels really good for you to share, because I promise you guys, and if you got my newsletter today where I share 3 things to do in December, one of the things is like show what you're actually doing in your life in December. Your people want to see you put up your Christmas tree. Like people want to see you Christmas shopping. People want to see that. And if people love, and there's more views on it, you putting up your Christmas tree and you dressing up your dog like Santa, and you're mad about it because you want people to view, the value stuff and the stuff you're selling, don't be mad about it. People love you because of it. And that might be the thing that connects you. Okay? Community building. Clear message. Having a clear message is next. So you have to clearly be about something. So people need to know the vibe, the feeling, the mission, what you sell after looking through your content. So it needs to be clear when I come to your Instagram or your Facebook or wherever, okay, she sells fitness and it's geared towards these types of women. Oh, she helps, she's a macro coach. Okay. Oh, she helps women with business. She helps women start their business. Oh, she helps women go from, 10K to 20K. Like, it's very like, okay, I know what she does. So it's clear that you're an expert in whatever you're an expert in. Again, this is where things like imposter syndrome comes up. You're afraid to make content around this stuff because you don't feel confident. This is all about mindset, right? If you're not selling right now, or you don't have the whatever validation you need now to be an expert, you have it. You have it. And we can have discussions around like the mindset and confidence piece, because this is huge. It's clear what you sell. If you're selling, we've got to sell on social media. Number one thing, and again, this is confidence to cash, but I'll say it here. If people say they're not making sales, I say, are you posting about making sales? Are you posting about selling? Oh, no? Okay. Well, of course you're not making sales. It's clear on who you are, what you're about, and what you do. The problems that you solve are clear. Your mission is clear. Your offers are clear. It's just clear. So people know, why would I follow Steph? Why would I follow Michelle? Why would I follow whoever? People need to know the why so they can decide, yeah, she's for me or not. Okay. And lastly, we have cash content. So this is literally the selling content. So this is what you're selling and what you offer. And this can be in your feed. This can be in your IG story. This is everywhere in different ways. But we have content and we go through periods of time when we're in launching and we're selling things. And especially even if you're not selling and exchanging money, you're selling as in linking people to your website, to your group or community, or the next step beyond just your social media. So it's more of like, this is how you join me. This is how we take it a step further. Content. People need to know what it is. It's okay to sell on social media. I feel like I need to say that many times. Okay. So you guys are talking about the captions. You can use notes if you have iMac. It's amazing. That's exactly what I do. It's easier to edit, fill in the gaps. Yes. So really, you guys, I would really look at other people that in your industry that you look at and they're like, they are killing it, and like take notes of what they're doing, the types of workout videos they're doing, the types of content, the types of things they're talking about. Like, write it down and then look at and think of your ideal client and say, okay, if they're getting all this from everyone else, it doesn't mean you can't still give it, but what could you give that's different? What's missing from all of that? What do those people need to hear, right? It's like almost like in business coaching, it's not just like, here's what you do, follow 1, 2, 3. There's so much mindset in business coaching now. There's money mindset, there's confidence, there's imposters, like there's so many different mindset components that we're filling the gap from before just here, follow the plan, make a business, right? people realize there's more to it. So fill in the gaps for sure. Dealt with that shit for months this year, had to move. Yes, Def need the confidence stuff too. Absolutely. Okay. How are you guys doing so far? Anything coming up while I'm on here and can chime into questions, comments? How's it going so far? I love all the notes. You guys got your pens, all the things. Okay. I understand not brain dumping, but then I get so caught up in edit mode. So you're not brain dumping, but so when you clean up your brain dump almost, then you're like sitting and editing for like, well, this is like English teacher and you, right? So there's like teachers who are like, well, we're going to edit this one now. And it turns into, so it's more of taking out the fluff. It's taking out the fluff. So if you like to brain dump and like, hey, I've got an idea, this is what I'm going to say, but I know I need to clear it, clean it up, is take out the fluff. Like, am I saying things in here that don't need to be in here? Are there sentences or paragraphs in here that don't really give value? You know, like think of the main message of that one piece of content and then take out the fluff from it, right? Okay. So the different types of content that we have, all of it is confident because it's confident in terms of it needs to look good, feel good, just be appealing, right? Building community, being authentic, sharing your story. It's very clear on what you're about. You're creating captivating content, you know, before and after pictures, things that are shocking, sharing stories, polarizing content. And then if you're selling, you're having, hey, I have this thing, I'm selling it. That's like your overall bubble of all of your content. Does there need to be a certain ratio of content? I get asked this all of the time from my clients of like, Steph, should there be should I post 4 times a week story and personal stuff and then sell like once? Should I sell like 7 times but then also do this? And it's like weird, like then we're starting to do math. There's no crazy ratio that you need to follow, but you should always follow being authentic, being confident in yourself, being clear, and creating connection and following your intuition. When I coach business, I coach strategy, but I say, what feels good today for you to share? Because at the end of the day, that's going to be the best thing. If you plan on posting something tomorrow and then tomorrow comes and you're like, I don't even want to share this, don't share it. Share what feels better, right? Even when I talk about launching things, if you say I'm going to launch tomorrow and then tomorrow you're sick and a million things happen and you're not in the vibe to launch, don't launch. It's always better to feel good. So if I was to say a ratio of content, it really depends on the season of your business if you're running a business. And I'm going to get into that in the growth module. But I think a beautiful combination of types of content where you're talking about, yes, I'm a business coach, so here's information on business. Yes, I'm a relationship coach, so here's information on relationships. With here I am today, this is my life experience with past stories. That combination is going to keep people interested, intrigued, they're gaining value, and they're feeling relatable to you, right? So a mixture of all of that is always really, really good. And then at the end, I'm saying you shouldn't be selling in every post. You'll lose engagement. When you go through a launching or sales period, follow up with engaging and community content, purpose for entertainment, engagement, and growth. So what I mean by this is you might be thinking, well, Steph, you sell all the time, because people tell me that I sell all the time. Every single post should not be buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, like on your feed. But when you go through a launch period, a lot of people who do not want to buy from you, and that's okay, are now just seeing buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, and they're not going to like it, and they're not going to always comment on it, right? And so that could be a story, but it is really the truth. It is the truth. So if you're in a heavy selling period and then you're done it, follow up your social media content with engagement content. Do stuff just for the engagement, just for the growth. Okay? And it's going to get your engagement back up. It's going to get your community back up because they honestly love you. Yes, because you sell programs or sell whatever it is if you sell, but they love you because of your content. So give them that love and that value, okay? Okay, so why does this work? Like I was saying, people want variety. And what I mean by that, variety, it's all under the same cohesion. All of your connection content, your value content, your selling content, all is under the same vibe and feeling of who you are in your personal brand. People want to know you. They want to feel connected to you. They want to learn from you. They want to relate to you. And that all builds trust. And we're just working on building more trust and more relationships with people. So giving all those types of content does that. Okay, it allows them to be engaged and not bored, right? Imagine if you only gave tips every day. They'd be like, okay, I get it. What? Give me more, spice it up, right? People won't feel connected. But then if you only give personal content and story, then people might not see you as an expert in whatever you are. So the mixture is key to all of this. Okay, so and again, this is super simple. This is going to be, and I have a few other resources throughout the program. I'm going to give you guys this document in the group, and it's going to help you if you like to especially type on the computer, create different types of content under different categories and keep them categorized under different headlines, okay? So relatable and story content, informative posts, selling ideas, and captivating, polarizing posts. What usually happens is you come up with an idea or a headline, so you could just like pop it in right away. And then when you have time to go sit down and write the actual post, you can come back to it. So it's like an ongoing content organizer that you can have. And this is something I suggest that you keep. So don't make a post and put it up and then delete it. Like you can keep those posts because posts can be reused. Story posts can be reused. Transformation posts can be reused. So I'm going to share this with you guys inside of the group so you guys can have it. What is happening in the chat? Oh, you're just saying, love this, sweet, love it. Oh, that's amazing. Okay. How are you guys feeling so far? Good? You're like, a lot of info, a lot of things. Okay. Let's keep trucking along. Okay. All right, so you're gonna get this in the group. I'll share it with you guys. Okay, big old question, Instagram feed or even Facebook feed and in story. What do I do? Do I do it differently? Oh my God, I can't be on my Instagram story all day. Like, what do I do? You're on Instagram story all the time. No one's viewing my stories. No one answering my polls. Oh my God, do I post on my feed? Do I post on my story? Do I do both? These are the things that I hear. And it's like, oh my God, your life is not over, but I understand. So we're going to figure this one out. Okay. So feed clearly is more formal because you're taking your time to post up a picture, think about your caption, edit the caption, make it look all good. It's on your actual feed. It's going to stay there, unless you delete it. It acts as your storefront. Like I said, it's where people go and creep and get the vibe. Pictures matter more in a feed than in your stories, and you have longer captions, right? That's the main gist of it. The story is more casual. It's laid back. It's almost like BTS style. It's casual conversation with your followers. So you don't need to go on your story and, give a lecture, all of a sudden go into like robot talking mode and hello, here I am. Like, still be you. That's where people, it's really your story is now your reality TV is reality TV, so lay back, have fun with it, get creative, play around with different things in your story, see what you like to do, see what people engage with. It creates new engagement or opportunities for engagement because now in a story, people can respond to the story and DM you right in that. The amount of DMs that I get just from each story post it's so fun, even if it's just an emoji. And we want to create that connection with our people, okay? Instagram stories are our vlog. Congratulations to all of you. You all have now reality TV shows. You all have vlogs. You all have vlogs. If you're on IG story, it is your vlog. And I think this is the coolest thing, the most powerful thing. I don't even remember Instagram without Instagram story. I don't even remember what that was ever like. Instagram story is so powerful. And if you feel like right now no one's watching, no one's engaging, then we work on your feed and growing your following with ideal clients and followers, and they're gonna start to show up while watching your story, and we'll get into that. But have so much fun with your story. Don't pressure yourself. You don't need to be on all day to have a good story. You can be on in the morning, you can be on at night. You know, you can even batch create content with your story. I was talking to Christy with this today too. Like, if you are working all day and can't get on story, but you want to share something, batch create in Canva or WordSwag, like slides. And if you want to tell something in your story, create slides and then put them up, right? There's so many different ways, but it is very powerful to show your face. So Instagram story is very powerful right now. Why? Because people want to watch your vlog. People want to watch your story. People want to watch your life. We know that people are craving this connection, and they feel this deeper connection on IG story rather than posts that you may have curated and you could have had someone else post it. But instead they see you live, like that was Steph then, that was, you know, whoever then, right in that moment on story. It creates that connection that we all want. So use your stories to create, connect deeper with your audience. Giving value is great, but also show you, your life, your personality. And like I said, people will DM you through watching your IG story, and this is huge, right? This means that this person, we know that this person wants to connect with you. When people DM you, it's like, oh my gosh, yay, like we made it on Instagram. No, just kidding, right? But when we get DMs, it means people really took that extra minute to say, hi, you know, this is what I have to say. Hi, I love this. Hey, I have a question. Hey, whatever it is. They're a very warm lead, right? In the IG stories. Most people are viewing stories without the sound on. Can I say this again for the people in the back? Most people are going like this. Tap, 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 tap. So views in terms of numbers, some people are very engaged, like looking and listening and all the things, and some people are just doing the tap because they're so used to sitting at their desk doing the tap. People are at work, people are at school, people are with their family, and they don't have the sound on. So what does this mean? When we're doing video, literally, people may not be hearing us. So it's so good to add in text, not just over your video, but content that is just text, because people can hold and read the content. So give people all different types of content, written, video, both, a mixture, so they actually get the message that you're sharing. Okay? A few other Instagram tips that we might forget: to tag on IG posts. When you have an IG post, tag the brands that you're wearing, tag the place that you're at, tag the people that you're at, tag the location if it's a certain location, okay? Tag locations and accounts on your Instagram story. Especially tag locations when you're in a different location than just your home. If you're in a different city, a different town, if you're traveling, tag if you're at an airport, tag if you're somewhere, because you're gonna get new views from people who are in those locations, and who knows, those people might be your ideal people, right? Tagging hotels, restaurants, these and even so, these places might repost your story. I stood at a really cool, I don't have words today. I stayed at a really cool hotel in Toronto, and I was posting it in my story, and that hotel reposted me in their IG story. So you never know when that can happen, and it's just more exposure. Most of you, I'm sure, do this, but when you make a post, share it to your story. And you can even do that a few times throughout the day, so people go back and click and go look at your post. You can even take a post that you made like last week or a few weeks ago and share it today to your story, and people who didn't see it and missed it last week are going to go see it because they saw it today in your story, so you never know what could happen. Another thing that's not written on here is when you make an Instagram post, you can go on your story and talk about the exact same value you gave in that post, but share it instead of on a post, but in story style. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Low-key always wanted to be popular YouTuber, so thinking of this vlog makes me like stories. I love that. I watch way more stories than reading posts. It makes sense. Love stories so much. I feel like I really get to show who I am. Yes, I guess I'm different. I like reading posts, and everyone's different. So think of how you like to consume, but also think that everybody consumes differently. You know what I mean? So some people love stories. So if we're not showing up on stories, we might be missing people, right? So a mixture of everything is so important. Just made one for later this week. I love it. How do you add text? How do you add text to the story videos? So you can do it right on Instagram. You tap on the Instagram story. I can make a screenshot of my story later, but it's right in the app. So when you're making a video, you can tap and there's like a text button, and you can write onto it, and you can change this text, the color to fit you and everything. Also, yeah, deaf people would love captioning, creates a whole other audience. My husband is dancing in front of me to make me laugh. Oh, this is funny, Christy, right? Yeah. So just the difference between story and your posts is very important, and we should be using all of it. We should be using all of it because people are consuming all of it. When I first go to Instagram, when you first go to Instagram, are you scrolling through the feed? I'm just interested. Are you scrolling through the feed? Or are you looking at stories? Are you like, oh, she's up. What's she doing? Some of you, I can tell what your response is. Story. The first three are stories. Erica's probably dying, right? Like, I'm going to the post. Looking at, like, see? Right? So just think from just this small group of people. Stories now, 2 months ago, that was not true, right? And that can change. Stories. So ask yourself, are you showing up for your people on stories as soon as they wake up? So they're like, ooh, Tatiana has a thing, Jennifer has a thing, Allie has a thing. Ooh, gonna click, what's she doing? That's why every day, it's snowing here. Oh my goodness, Sabrina, that's not fun. Might as well just come to Canada. That's why every day I make a good morning post on my IG story. More so I'd be like, good morning, IG world. The vlog is open. Welcome to my day. Welcome to Exo Gingy. Day number, December 1st. Like it's just like announcing to people I'm awake. Ready for this? It's the type of vibe. Okay? And you don't have to do that, but it's just what I like to do, right? Yes, I've noticed some people will watch my stories the second I post. It's always the same people who watch but never engage, but I know they're always watching. I love that you say this, Jennifer. So first of all, don't we find it interesting who's always there right away? And you're like, I know you're freaking watching. Like, isn't it just interesting? I find it quite interesting. It's the same with emails. And then now you're all like steps creeping. Like, I see who's clicking. I see who opened them 25 times. Anyways, so yeah, they're never engaging on your post, but they're always watching your story. People are always watching. That's why engagement now, like we can look at numbers and we can analyze engagement, but we don't know the true engagement because people aren't always showing us because they're not clicking, right? But so don't think never engaging doesn't mean they don't like it because they're still there watching. They like it, right? Just added to my story, plus my cat makes it cute. That's funny. Do we have to have a biz account to see engagement? So business accounts give the analytics. Yes. Steph, I'm a creeper. I don't know. I literally, because I don't know who wrote iPad. Who's iPad? Who is iPad? You literally are a creeper. Who is that? Oh, Mary. Yes. Mary, you're a creeper, but you're not a creeper because you're here. Right? That's funny. So just think of how you consume content and literally think of like, oh yeah, people are consuming content the same way. Am I just creeping and never engaging? Am I right? That's why I said engage on social media, be active on social media because, well, if we want people to be active on our stuff, we should probably try and be active a little bit too. It takes 2 minutes on your day, right? Okay. Oh, you guys are funny. Okay, there's a little bit more to get through. Okay, IGTV versus IG Live. So IGTV is now honestly like YouTube for Instagram. You can make longer videos and post them on Instagram, and IGTV has its own kind of feed now on your Instagram. So all your IGTVs show up in a separate category, which is pretty cool. It's like the YouTube of IG. It's more directed than IG story. So IG story is more of like, here I am today, you know, it goes away after 24 hours. Whereas you can make an IGTV, it could be anything, it could be story, it could be value, it could be whatever, and it stays there and it's like on your quote unquote YouTube of Instagram. It is really popular right now. It's very easy for you to make a 5-minute IGTV on your phone, upload it. You don't have to do crazy edits. You know, you don't need to hire an editor. You know what I mean? It could be very powerful. Put a little bit more effort into them. No, even though it doesn't have to be like crazy formal. Like I said, easy to record on your phone. You can repurpose Facebook Lives if you want. Instagram Live is great for the algorithm. I don't tend to go on Instagram Live a lot. However, every account is different, and that's okay. So you can play around with Instagram Live and see how that works for you. Anyone can jump on Instagram Live. Instagram Lives, they last for 24 hours, but you can save them after. If you want to do a live, tell people that you're going on. That's what I would do. Tell people that you're going on at a certain time, so then people are like gonna go on it and check it out if you're going on a live. In my personal opinion and experience, I would do IGTV versus IG Lives. From what I'm seeing from the algorithm right now, what Instagram is pushing up is play around with IGTV. Just go on and make like an intro video. Go on and give a value, give something. What I would say is make sure what you can do is when you upload it, you can make a nice cover photo for the IGTV. Make sure that you can put a different picture, or you can use one of like the captures of the video. Make sure it's not you in like a weird face, or it's not blurry. Grab you smiling, or if you can't find one, upload one of you so it fits in with the cohesiveness of your feed, okay? Just a few other things. Okay, and I'm gonna get more specific into homework, but it's going to be listing out post ideas for each types of content that you have using the organizer, and more specific things are gonna come up in the group in terms of just content, right? I just had a thought, instead of cold calling and walking the pavement looking for clients, this is so much easier, comfy at home with technology, right? Absolutely. 100%. I feel like I need to make a dummy account to test all these different platforms just within IG. So many. I didn't not know there was IG Live. Yes, there's a live IGTV. We will have access. Yes. So this is all recorded, and this is what's happened is these Zooms are gonna be recorded. Then I'm gonna upload them to YouTube and post them in the group. And then you can save the YouTube link and bookmark it. I'm not gonna give out the exact slides, but you're gonna get this video. I always forget about the IGTV and live, so thank you for the reminder. You're welcome. And just, play around with it. Like see if you like IG Live or not. If you like IGTV or not. Like see how people respond to it. There's something to see, right? Because you have to love what you're creating as well. And then on all these different platforms, literally like just within Instagram, just within Facebook, it's all the same content. Like I could make a post tomorrow that's a written post, and then do a live around the same content, but people are going to experience it differently. And then go on my IGTV and talk about the same things, but people all experience it differently. So the goal within all of our content and using all these platforms is to just share in different ways, so the people who only watch your stories are going to get it. So the people who love live videos are going to get it. The people who love to read are going to read it, right? That's the most important thing, is to reach all the people and all the ways that they love to consume content, okay? Any questions, comments, things coming up so far right now for content? We got thumbs up. We feel good. When you load a video in IGTV, does that automatically go on your feed? So there's an option to say automatically go on your feed, share on your feed. So it's usually automatically checked off. I suggest keeping it checked off because when it goes to your feed, more people are going to see it. You can take it away maybe like a week later. If it doesn't fit in with it, it's still going to stay on your IGTV feed, but it's not going to show up on your post feed. So I would say do that when you first post it for the first 24 hours so most people can see it and get notified, but you can always share it to your story as well. Do IGTV say for people to view later on? I like the intro idea, very low stakes to start with. Yes. Let me look. I'm off the top of my head. I'm like, is there a save button there? I believe there is, but let me go double check. Maybe there's not. I do not currently see a way. Maybe that's because I was looking at my own. You most likely can't save your own. No, I can't even see it on someone else's. I don't see a way. It saves on your IG feed, but does it save for people to view later on? I don't think so. So this, I'm glad that you asked this, Ashley, because the timing of when you post an IGTV might be different than the timing you usually make a regular post. Because if people have a 5-minute IGTV to watch, and then you normally post in the morning, you post it in the morning, what's everyone doing in the morning? Getting ready. No one has 5 minutes. So that might be like an evening thing that you post because people are sitting on their couch. Right? So just think about that too, right? Whereas when we make a post, it might be easier to look at the post and read the content like right in the morning, cool, whatever, and engage with. But if it's a longer IGTV, you're going to post it at a time maybe when people aren't watching, maybe repost it later. I might have watched 3 IGTVs only, don't watch them much either. And that's okay. That's really okay. So I rebranded and feel like I have mounds of content in my head, yet I still get stalled in what to post when. I'm not currently launching a specific program, but more so launching the rebrand and new group. As the Awakened Soulpreneur brand in general, there is content on mindset, finding your true purpose, and message, business, and relationships. As a generator, I do so well with responding to questions and people asking me things, but have been challenged lately on sitting down and creating content for my ideal person to really launch this rebrand effectively. I feel like when I post, it's a dang good post and it's crickets when before I had tons of engagement. Any suggestions? Okay, so it's just to create content when you have a million things. Okay, so number one, when you are shifting from being one thing to another, I think I said this, like it's normal to have a dip in engagement because most of your audience is your old thing. Okay, so that's something to work through. Just keep pushing with your new stuff, and your new people will come 100%. And again, and this will come in our growth module. Hashtags, that type of thing is really going to help. Like really reaching out to those new people, going and engaging with those new people is going to bring new people to you. In terms of suggestions on how to sit down and create content when you have a million things to say. So I'm also a generator. I've also got a million things to say, a million things that I wanted to do yesterday, but there's just not enough time, right? So this is where brain dump. I love to brain dump it. Like when I get inspired, I'm excited as hell. So for me, when I sell something, Jocelyn, or even post something, I'm like, oh, holy shit, I'm fired up. This is amazing. I'm going to post it then. But then 2 minutes later, I'm probably fired up about something else. And I'm like, well, I can't post 25 times. So what do? I just write it down in my notes. And I say, this is going to light me up later. And I'll wait for it to intuitively light me up. So put it all out there in a way that you release it from your body. You get it out there. And the one thing you post and that feels good. But then you've got all these amazing ideas that are going to excite you. I promise you again. And you're not just going to be excited in that moment. It's going to excite you tomorrow or the next day. I use notes in my phone, but I love to make drafts. I've got a whole feed of that's my drafts. That's my drafts. That's draft. People are like, what the hell? Because I'll sit there and I'm like on Friday night, this is what I do when my husband's gone. Holy shit. I'm like, I just got inspired for new content, and I went crazy and made new content. So who knows when it'll all be posted. I listen to my intuition on the day that I post it, but I let myself get it all out. Does that help, Jocelyn? Okay. I can go to your IGTV and save. Oh, well, that's amazing to know. Erica, 2 of the 3 I watched were steps. That's hilarious. I haven't been posting IGTV lately. Okay, so you can save your video if you click into it. Oh, okay, so there we go. We can save that. Oh my God, when I'm working out so many ideas, I find it hard to get any stories out in the morning because I wake up super early and have to work. Usually get too busy to get content. Do you think I should I should post from the day before? Yeah, you don't need to start posting in the morning. That was just my example. You could post whenever works for you. You post whenever works for you. If you are someone who finds it hard to post during the day, then batch create even your IG stories. I think that's a really good idea. You save those drafts right in Instagram. So when you go to make a post in Instagram, when you hit save, there's an option that says save to drafts, and it creates a nice little draft thing. I want to warn you all though, sometimes Instagram will sign you out, will log you out, will have a glitch, and it will delete all your drafts. So I put them in my drafts, but I also put them in my notes. Because if I make a caption and I'm fired up, it's the best caption. And if I lose that, that really sucks. So I also put it in my notes. I put it in 2 places. I started posting motivational quotes as my first story. That's amazing. That's totally amazing. I had when drafts get deleted and you've got a whole feed of drafts, that is not fun. So always back it up. Always have it in a couple places, because it's no fun when you put all that effort in there and then it's gone. You kind of have to redo it. Yeah, deleting anything, mama's bad. And so that drafts go away even sometimes when you log out of Instagram, or when you delete Instagram for some reason, or something happens, you get a new phone, those things. So that's why I'm just saying, caution. Don't think that drafts are there. They're going to stay there, because they might end up and you might go there and they're gone. Okay. So back up everything. Back up everything if you're batch creating content. Jocelyn, did that help when you asked like a million things? Because I get that. And you've got a million things, and you've got a lot of things to say in your brand, in your business. So I want to make sure, right? Because sometimes too, it might be like, do I post? If you coach something like health in general, and you do fitness coaching and mindset and nutrition, it's like, oh my God, what do I post, right? So it depends on the season of your business. If you're selling, it depends on what you want to post. It depends on so many different things, but I think a beautiful combination of posts is great. And also, you have 7 days. You have a whole week. So if you've got a lot of ideas, like split it up. Split it up. Have a nice flow of like story to value to this to that, right? I just posted a personal post on IG and Facebook that has had the best engagement ever. Now, how do I capitalize on that? So in that type of post is about engagement. It's about relationship building. So the next time you post about an offer or about value or about you as XYZ, that post about your story, your personal post, created a deeper connection. So when you sell or make a different type of post, more people are going to be there. So those are the types of posts that are about growth. They're about engagement. They're not necessarily about quote unquote selling, even though they do help sell, because you're creating connection with people. Okay. So all the pieces to your social media help build the personal brand, right? Does that make sense? Any other questions on it? Of course, people like pictures of me and Eric. It has nothing to do with what I sell. 3,000 people like it. I'm like, great. Then I got the best program ever, and there's 100. And I'm like, why is there not 500? You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't take away from what we sell. It doesn't take away. There are people who never in my life have I seen comment on my stuff, but they buy from me. And the same is from you. Is it weird to just do a personal post like recapping my holiday? No. And how I'm back to a normal schedule? Not at all. I think people will love that. No tips, like, no. I think just say, hey, this weekend I did this and now I'm back at work, like whatever you want to say. I think that's totally fine. Totally fine. I like interweaving story into selling posts too, creating the connection, the feeling, and then telling them how they can get it. Absolutely. So telling the story and then at the end is about what you're selling, that if it relates, 100%. Good. Okay. How are y'all feeling? Oh, one of my big struggles is posting on my personal channels versus my biz channels. Should I start merging the two? So of which platform? Because business pages on Facebook right now, low engagement. The new business page is your profile page. So if you're not using your profile for business stuff, start. So what business channel? Because that can mean two different things. Like on Instagram, I believe having just one, it really depends. One main Instagram, and it's your personal brand, and that's where you sell for your business. Okay. Your business page is the engagement like meh compared to your personal. Like business pages right now, unless you put a lot of effort into them and you do ads and you put a lot of effort into them, don't get as much engagement as personal Facebook pages. Okay. So in my opinion, and this is just what I like to do, everyone can do what they want. My personal Facebook page is my business page. I have no idea if I have even cousins or family members besides my mother on my Facebook. My Facebook is for business, my personal Facebook, okay? And so sometimes if you transition, because I know it's like, well, I have family and this is weird and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes that means having a conversation with family and saying, I'm using this for my business now. You know, I value the number of friends I have on my Facebook as ideal clients, as other people in the industry. I have removed family from my Facebook to give room for capping my max friends as people who make sense to be in my business, right? So just think about that. So business page, I would keep it. But if you have a personal page and a group, I would give more effort into the group and the personal page for sure. I have a personal IG too. I think I need to start bringing some more of my personal content, IG content, into my business one. Yeah, because it's all part of you. It's all you. It's all part of why people would buy from you and love you and want to get to know you. So I think some of the stuff that Ashley you post on your personal one would fit perfectly into your business one. 100%. Okay. So if there are not more questions, that is, we've got more questions. Just as every time I say that, there's more questions. I'm happy to stay here all night. I opened a business one. Now that is what I use. I barely use personal one now. What's the cap of friends? I have 1,000. Should I go through and edit on not ideal clients? So yes, you can have 5,000 friends. So Sabrina, right now, I wouldn't go out and remove people because you've got 4,000 more spaces to fill. But when I see mine is at 5,000, I go in and I look at my feed and I'm like, hey, goodbye, 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 of people who are like high school friends or whatever, because there are people who should be my friend who would fit my business. So I would work on building your friends list, getting your name out to more people, okay? Do you recommend having a biz page for your IG or leaving it as public, as a public personal page? The only difference between switching your Instagram from personal to business is that you can see analytics. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, there's like other features, but Instagram's always changing, like the swipe up, like this, like that. I like to see analytics. I like to see what's doing well. I like to look back and this is the second one, module on growth and engagement, but I like to look back and see where are people really engaged? What are people sharing? What are my best top posts, right? I like to see engagement analytics. So that's the biggest thing. If anything, do we do with BS Insta followers? What do we do with them? Like, they're not a real person, or they just follow women, or you do nothing with them. Like if they follow you, fine. Like you don't need to do anything with them. If they comment inappropriate things, then like goodbye and delete, but you don't do anything with them. What's the difference between impressions and reach? So reach is how many people Instagram put it out to in the universe, and impressions is more of like, okay, they liked it, they saved it, they commented on it, the actual engagement. So reach is like you put it out there and it reached 5,000 people. And that could be from Explore page, that could be from the home feed, that can be from people sharing. And impressions is how many times people like made an impression on your post. Personal, your stories will automatically go to your Facebook. Oh yeah. So if you have a personal Instagram, then it's going right to Facebook stories automatically, connects them. Good questions. If more questions come up, use the group, because I feel like questions could come up for 25 hours straight. But use the group to ask questions about content and all these other like little things. I can start a questions feed that maybe is more directed about these little questions about the platforms, and you know, if you guys know the answers and someone asks something, you can answer each other too. And so that could feel really, really good, okay? Because I'm gonna leave it here. Okay, so how do you feel? I'm asking that for the last time. I'm not asking for more questions because I'm not accepting more questions, but we can ask questions in the group. Content showing up in different ways. Hopefully this inspires you for even content like, oh, I've got all these ideas of different ways, right? It's good, so many things planned now. This was amazing. So you guys are amazing. This might take a while to upload, so it might not be in the group until tomorrow morning, depending. I was planning content, but listening, so good, more inspired. That is amazing. So share with the group, share when you're inspired in the group. If you have specific questions to me, please tag me, because the group is really active and I love it. And I don't want to miss any questions. So tag me in the group if you have like a Steph question. But thank you for showing up live. I'm so excited for the next training, which is already in a couple days, on growth and engagement. So I will see you guys there. I'll see you guys in the group. Have a fabulous rest of your Sunday, okay? Bye, guys. You are so welcome.